Welcome to U Sports on CBC and the 2025 U Sports Men's Soccer Championship. My name is Desmond Thomas, live at Varsity Stadium in Toronto, Ontario, as we get set to bring you today's matchup between the 7th-seeded Canada West runners-up UBC Thunderbirds and the 1st-seed hosts and OUA champion University of Toronto Varsity Blues. So the UBC Thunderbirds come into this consolation final as the 2024 defending champions, but who were knocked out in the first round by the Montreal Carabins in a thrilling rematch of last year's gold medal final. They will now have to battle it out with the top seed to finish 5th in the tournament. And this is not where the Varsity Blues thought that they would find themselves at this stage in the tournament, on home soil and on the heels of one of their most successful regular seasons, where they finished top of the table and claimed their 51st OUA championship. They will now have one last crack on home turf to end their 2025 U Sports campaign on a positive note. And we'll take a look at the head-to-head between these two teams. UBC 16-0-1, undefeated in the regular season, and the Toronto Varsity Blues not too far behind with only one loss in the regular season, 10 victories. And the goal for those tell a telling story of why these two teams are so successful through the regular season, 43 for UBC and 42 for Toronto. And both tied in goals against as well, only allowing 8 for both teams. And in their respective playoff series, Toronto scoring 8, but UBC only 2. So we'll take a look at some players to watch in today's matchup for the Toronto Varsity Blues. It is number 27, Gianluca Skirty, the first-year management student from Toronto, Ontario, had 2 goals versus CBU yesterday in the consolation semifinal, and he'll start again today for Ilya Orlov's crew. And on the other side for the University of British Columbia Thunderbirds, it will be number 7 Henry Gobu, the second-year 6'1" forward from Vancouver, BC, yet to find the score sheet in this playoff campaign, but had 6 goals and 5 assists in the regular season for 11 points, and he is just itching to go. So when we come back, it's the opening kickoff as the University of British Columbia Thunderbirds take on the University of Toronto Varsity Blues in this consolation final at the 2025 U Sports Men's Soccer Championship. Live from Toronto, you're watching U Sports on CBC.
Get the stories behind the glory. Watch, listen, stream, read CBC Sports.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
Delaney, territoire du Nord-Ouest. Le berceau du hockey. On y trouve une communauté riche en histoire et en tradition que Quaker voulait surprendre avec une toute nouvelle cantine déjeuner Quaker dans son aréna. En plus d'offrir notre avoine canadienne à grains entiers, la cantine est maintenant l'endroit pour se rassembler, manger et célébrer. Nous sommes fiers d'alimenter la passion du hockey dans son village d'origine, parce que peu importe d'où tu viens, t'es capable.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
On CBC as we take a look at the championship bracket and how we got to where we are now. We're in the Consolation final, but tomorrow it will be the York Lions and the MRU Cougars playing for gold at 2 p.m. and the bronze medal game at 11 a.m. A Battle of Quebec. Les Montréal Carabins and the UQTR Patriotes. But all eyes fixed on the matchup here today. The Toronto Varsity Blues, who came into this tournament as the 1 seed, but now on home soil will have to battle it out with last year's gold medal champion UBC Thunderbirds for 5th place to end the tournament. So UBC will run through their starters. It will be Roko Vukic to get the call for Mike Mosier's squad in his first start in the U Sports playoffs. And then Cameron Hayu, Marcus Puhal, Yuan Henry Gobu, Jovan Mann, Eric Lajeunesse, Oliver Herbert, Asvin Chowan, Kyle Dent, and Nicholas Nadeau to round out the starting 11 for the UBC Thunderbirds. And for the University of Toronto, it will be Charles Donvito again to get the call for Ilya Orlov's squad. And we're underway in the Consolation semi-final. The University of British Columbia Thunderbirds taking on the hometown team, Toronto Varsity Blues. And starting for U of T this evening, drawing back into the starting lineup will be Mehdi Asusi, number 8, number 9, Colin Pate, number 11, Russell Stewart, number 13, Quinton Chung, number 14, Kingsley Belele, number 17, Nicholas Hallam, number 18, Cedric Ngonyu, number 20, Anthony White, number 26, Nasib Baines, and number 27, Gianluca Skirty. Keep an eye on Skirty in tonight's matchup. So U of T running from left to right on your screen in their white kits, and UBC defending now in their dark blues. And now that's a great run into the 18-yard box and fended off at the back, and we'll have an early corner in the game for U of T. Out along the far touchline. And to take it will be Russell Stewart. He'll swing that into the front post. Headed away from danger. Attack still on here. Stewart on the ball for U of T. Swings that in, looking for a free header. And that's cleared away from danger. Back in, watched closely. And it's out to touch. Now on the near side, brought back by Nicholas Nadeau. The 6-foot first year out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. Now Jovan Mann will push that back as UBC. A feeling out process at the start as they fend off the early corner kick by the Varsity Blues. Puhal on the far side. Plays that up. Out Short to touch along the far sideline. It will be a throw in for U of T. Brought back and then thumped forward by Anthony White. And cleared back out. Baines has to be careful with this ball. Nadeau. And back into the midfield for Kyle Dent, but he can't get to it. And somehow that gets past both of those Varsity Blues. Mehdi Asusi unable to bring it down, and now UBC looking to push up the pitch. Gobu making a run up the far side, and it's cleared out to touch, and it will be a corner. So now the first corner of the game upcoming for the Thunderbirds. Heading over to take it will be Nicholas Nadeau. UBC had 10 corner kicks in their game against Dalhousie yesterday. So Nadeau on his left curls that in, running routes through the 6-yard box are many of the UBC players. He comes back to Nadeau, he fakes the cross, pulls back, and now top of the 6. That's cleared away from danger. Still controlled by the Thunderbirds. Haidu. And across to Puhal. And Herbert plays that back. Haidu to La Jeunesse. They'll play catch. Cameron Haidu drawing back into the starting lineup for UBC. Came on as a substitute yesterday. As U of T on the attack now and into the 18-yard box. Got Marcus Puhal to stagger a bit. And now they continue to battle for it. Good run from Nicholas Hallam. And we'll get a call. Join U Sports on CBC for wall-to-wall coverage of the beautiful game as the 8 best women's university teams are in Hamilton this week for the U Sports Women's Soccer Championship. Catch every moment of the exciting action from McMaster University. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. So now a free kick for the Varsity Blues in a threatening position. It'll be Russell Stewart who look to whip this ball in. 2-man wall for the Thunderbirds. Out of Vaughan, Ontario, Russell Stewart, and that's headed away. And that took a bite out of Yuan, who cleared that right off the dome. Joven man down to check on his teammate. But that was whipped in fiercely by Stewart. Marcus Puhal wearing the captain's armband this evening for the Thunderbirds. They're trying to make sure that Yuan is all right. But he'll definitely have to come off the pitch as he's getting assessed by the athletic therapists. Concussion protocol definitely in effect. So he'll have to come off and he'll be evaluated, and we'll see if he's able to return to the fray in a couple of moments or not. 8 minutes gone in this contest. These two teams playing to finish 5th in this tournament for UBC. That would be a couple places higher than where they were seeded to start at 7th. But for U of T, definitely not where they would have wanted to be at this stage of the championship. La Jeunesse into the midfield. And a good tackle on the near side by Baines. Away from Kyle Dent. Puhal. Lofted back in. Where Roko Vukic will distribute it. The second-year kinesiology student played 5 regular season games for the UBC Thunderbirds. Last started against UNBC on October the 19th. 3 saves on 3 shots in that 4-0 shutout victory for the UBC number 22 goaltender. That's a nice ball, and we'll have a crack on goal here. It's spilled. And a good start for Oliver Herbert, letting that go, making sure that Charles Dunvito is sharp enough to start this consolation final, I should say, not the quarterfinal. Into the midfield by Dent, and that is picked off by Hallam. Swept up the near side by Baines. And it was looking to find Kingsley Belele, but it's off the mark. Oh, nice turn from Jovan Mann, and he's taken down. And we'll have a foul called here at the 50-yard line. Take a look at that last crack on goal from Oliver Herbert. And to his left, Dunvito brought it down, but rebound in a dangerous location. Luckily for him, able to pounce on it before anybody from UBC was able to knot it into the back of the net. Long ball looking for Gobu. That's headed away by White. Sent back in and cleared away by Baines, top of the 18. Nadeau. Forced all the way back to Puhal. Good one-touch passing from the Varsity Blues as they move it up the pitch on the near side. Belele sails that over top of the bar. Oh, pardon me, from Russell Stewart. Not a bad crack on goal, but always leaning back. Now a contested ball on the far side. That's won back by Asvin Chauhan. Throw in for U of T. Looking for Belele. Headed away well by Haidu. Stewart lurking, but Jovan Mann will play the far side. UBC happy to stay patient here. Hallam pressing on the far side, but they get it up to Chauhan. And not sure if that was an attempted shot or an attempted long ball through, but nonetheless it's off the mark. And that's out to touch on the near side. So 3 changes for the University of Toronto Varsity Blues. Their starting lineup today: Mehdi Asusi draws back in, Russell Stewart, and Kingsley Belele. All substitutes in yesterday's affair against CBU in the Consolation semifinal. Jovan Mann looks to clear that. And a contested ball in the midfield. CBC is your home for the Vanier Cup playoffs. Catch the 2025 UTEC and Mitchell Bulls next Saturday beginning at noon Eastern Time, and the 60th Vanier Cup Championship game from Mosaic Stadium in Regina at 2 p.m. Eastern on November 22nd. Catch complete coverage of the Vanier Cup on CBC Television, CBC Gem, and CBCSports.ca. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. And the defending 2024 men's soccer U Sport champions. A solid press up the pitch there, but Stewart will look up for Belele. Skirty watching as well. Jovan Mann just seemed to step over the ball, and now Herbert back to Mann. And that missed pass for Yuan, who's back into the game. Only goes as far as La Jeunesse, so UBC escaping unscathed off that misplay in the midfield. Long ball sent in top of the box. They were looking to find Dent. Belele brings that down, but it's taken away from him. And UBC in on the press here. Parried away into a high danger area. Another save, and it's nearly cleared away, and spinning and missing on the clearance was Nasib Baines. And we'll have a corner after all that. Great rush from Puhal, I believe, pushing up the pitch. As the initial stop was made, and then Baines swing and a miss. Charles Denvito coming up big for the moment. Ball into the front post. It'll stay in play. Haidu again. Back to Gobu. Watched by Stewart. Brings it back out. Herbert swings it in. That got past a couple, and appeals for another corner kick. Will not be fruitful as it goes out for a goal kick. Charles Denvito, the 6'4" goalkeeper out of Milan, Italy. Played the first half yesterday. Not forced to make any saves in their 5-0 win against the Cape Breton University Capers in the Consolation semi-final. But his first taste of U Sports playoff action, and he gets the call again this evening. Puhal gets us back in play, and it swung to La Jeunesse. A lot of room for Nadeau on the near side if they can switch it to him. Long ball played up for Gobu. He brings that down. Up with Herbert. Gobu into some space. Now Yuan. Back to Gobu. Good. Along the deck passing for the Thunderbirds at the moment, but now U of T will press back the other way. Might be a 2-on-1. And up the near side. Belele right in. Stymied at the top of the 18-yard box, and UBC will break back. Oh, some beautiful footwork from Oliver Herbert in the midfield. And UBC comes away from that last rush from the Varsity Blues and can breathe again. Pressing is Gobu. Denvito clears that up and out. So a throw-in to be taken quickly here by UBC. Oh, knifing through there was Herbert, and he got it up to Dent on the near side. Back from La Jeunesse. Dent in a battle with Pate. And Jovan Mann will test from distance. If the uprights were there, he'd get a couple extra points. And now out for a goal kick. And we'll step aside now for a word from one of our sponsors. Out to touch along the far sideline. U of T another throw-in. Pate trying to get away from a couple challenges. Saidu stays right with him. Now Yon. Rather Herbert. Now Puhal. So UBC 3 changes to their starting lineup. 5, I should say, to their starting lineup today. Cameron Haidu will start. Jovan Mann draws back into the starting lineup. Asfin Shohan, as well, his first start of the tournament. Kyle Dent, one of the starting 11 for Mike Mosier, the U Sports Coach of the Year. And of course, as previously mentioned, Roko Vukic gets the call. Yuan. Has to be careful here, the 5'10" arts major out of Taipei, Taiwan. 11 games played for him in the regular season, registering 1 assist. Played on all Canada West playoff games for the Thunderbirds this season. And now on the ball. Oh, it's a heavy challenge on the far side. And Skirty will have a bit of a talking to from the official. Take a look at that challenge by Skirty on the far side. As he reads that coming through and didn't get the ball at all as Asfin Shohan went down. "21 minutes gone in this consolation final. No score between the Thunderbirds and the Varsity Blues. Now Herbert plays that to the far side. Shohan. Back to Herbert. And he elects to reset with La Jeunesse. Herbert takes it, watched by Belele. Good pressure by Herbert as he's causing some havoc in the back line for the Varsity Blues. As it's punted out. Great win in the air from Puhal. But it's out to touch for another Varsity Blues throw-in. U of T on the heels of their 51st OUA championship win, but have only medaled at the national championship 3 times. All in the late 1990s and early 2000s as they look to get the opening goal here. Skirty, Pate draws it back, and Baines will fire that on, easily blocked by Puhal. It'll stay in play. Stewart into Pate. Chop for Nasib Baines, and that looked like it went off of Baines, and yes, out for a goal kick. But when they came into this tournament, U of T, they were riding an 8-game win streak. Of course, that was snuffed out by UQTR with that 3-2 thrilling win for Les Patriotes. But through that 8-game win streak, at the end of the OUA regular season and through their playoff games, they'd scored 32 goals and allowed only 4 in 8 games. But scoring wasn't really an issue for them in this tournament as they put up 7 goals. However, the 2 that they put up against UQTR in the quarterfinal wasn't enough. The rest in a 5-0 shutout victory against the Cape Breton Capers yesterday in the Consolation semifinal. Ball played along the deck. And U of T back in possession, Pate to the far side. Swept back into the midfield. Bilele looking for it. Now Herbert. La Jeunesse to Herbert. Good turn. And one touch passing from UBC as they move it slowly up the pitch. And that's a nice receiver to pass on the far side from Kyle Dent. But U of T back with it. The two top teams in Canadian football descend on Mosaic Stadium in Regina for the 60th Vanier Cup. Saturday, November 22nd. Get your tickets for the Party on the Prairies by visiting usportstickets.ca. The 2025 Vanier Cup on November 22nd in Regina. Chase the glory. And Jovan Mann tries to sift that through loose at the top of the 18-yard box. And Ashvin Chauhan sends that over top of the bar, and UBC getting their chances early in this first half as we've hit the 26-minute mark, and Jovan Mann has sent one sailing high. Chauhan. So not without their opportunities. That shot by Herbert that was spilled by Dunvito. Now Young on the far side into Gobu. Skirty. Will reset for U of T. Good switch of the field to Nasib Baines on the near side. Had some room to work with. Jovan Mann closes the angle. Missed pass goes right to La Jeunesse, and now UBC controls again. Eric La Jeunesse, the 6'3", fourth year. Out of Ottawa, Ontario, played for Pacific FC and appeared in all 16 games for UBC this season, scoring 2 goals. Herbert, great steal off of Stewart in the midfield. Lays it off for Nadeau. La Jeunesse. Resets with Pujol. Nadeau. Work to do on the near side. Great overlap from Jovan Mann. Jovan Mann tries to pull it back to the top of the box, and it's cleared away from danger. Nadeau. Off the reset. Pujol. And a long ball played through off the head of Jovan Mann, and Dunvito had to claim it. He was out of the penalty area when he was handling that ball, and after he punted it. And we've seen that happen maybe 5 times. Various goalkeepers throughout the tournament. Nobody's been calling it. But we did see a goalkeeper for the Cape Breton University Capers be sent off for handling the ball outside of his penalty area, not while he had already possessed it, but while he was backtracking to try to get to it. Now a ball played through, and out to challenge is Dunvito as he goes crashing in. And a good ball played through from Gobu. And Dunvito, brave goalkeeping, but the cleats of Kyle Dent might have clashed with his midsection there. Needs a chance to settle himself. And we'll step aside now for a word from one of our sponsors.
Feel every hit, point, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline. Our passionate team unlocks a world of possibilities with digital broadcasting made simple, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. Proudly Canadian, ISI Live, be there.
There's Luca Pelagia, the goalkeeper for the Cape Breton University Capers, his first ever taste of U Sports playoff action, and it was an unfortunate way for him to end the campaign. As he was backtracking into his crease, he was maybe a half foot outside when he jumped and handled the ball. He was under heavy pressure, and the referee yesterday awarded him a straight red. La Jeunesse with Nadeau moving up the near side. And still this feeling out process from UBC. Happy to play from the back until they find the opening for that long ball to be sent through, and it's picked off nicely in the midfield. Nadeau turns back with it. UBC still in possession. And Puhal across to Haidu. Played over the top, chested down by Gobu in the midfield, looking to find Dent. Now Baines pokes it forward, saved somehow by Stewart and played through again for Baines. Joven Man in the midfield now. Good turn from Herbert. Chung. Got it up to Skirty. But UBC, oh, that's a beautiful pass to Joven Man. And they've been picking off balls all game long. They've had the lion's share of possession in this match, that's for sure. Nadeau brings it back out to Jan. And now La Jeunesse to Puhal. UBC calmly gaining yards through the midfield. Chauhan lays that ball off, and by the goal line it does tick out off of Haidu last, so it will be a goal kick. The Charles Don Vito, before starting yesterday against CBU, his last start had been against Nipissing, where he played 18 minutes in relief of Philip Zendelik. Played also in a full 90 minutes against RMC during the regular season for a 9-0 shutout victory. La Jeunesse moves that forward. UBC again will play from the back until they see what they like. Looking for Gobu up the far side. Shielded well. The road to the Vanier Cup begins next Saturday when the RSEQ Jacques Tussaud Cup champions travel to Nova Scotia to face the AUS Lonely Bowl champs. Catch all of the action next Saturday beginning at noon Eastern Time on CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. A couple of step overs from Baines and a back heel attempt from Pate. Sent back out to touch. Throw in to be taken by Russell Stewart, a fourth-year kinesiology major out of Vaughan, Ontario. Played also for Alliance United. Baines on the throw-in. Into Bilele. Baines through to Stewart now as he tried to flick that on. Still in along the touchline. Nice move there by Stewart through the legs of Jan. And Nadeau got it through, chested down by Herbert, and somehow UBC gets away from that. And now they'll play it up the far side. Cut off neatly by White. And stepping up. Some ping pong action with the ball. Joven Man takes it back. Looks to play it through. Headed away. Jan still on it. Has Dent in the midfield. Great turn by Herbert. He's been excellent all game. Oliver Herbert, the 5'7" midfielder out of Burnaby, BC. 16 games for him this season. 4 goals, 1 assist for 5 points. Here's Pate. With Baines trapped along the near sideline. Got away from Dent. And now Pates gets out of his way and Jovan Mann takes over. Here's Shohan. On it now, top of the box. Good move off the far wing. And that's out to touch. Last off of Hallam, I believe. So it will be the second corner of the game for the Thunderbirds. Nadeau out to take it. Nadeau from the corner flag with a large scrum forming in the 6-yard box, flicked on and just past the far post. And yes, last off of a Varsity Blue. So another corner kick. They'll try the near side now. And a good delivery from Nadeau and cleared away by Baines. So on our near side, it will be Cameron Hayu to take this corner kick. Cameron Hayu. Long ball to the back post, punched away very well by Junvito. In play though, oh what a move, breaking through. And that will go out for another corner kick. It will be Nadeau. So Baines in there to try to defend Kyle Dent. Nadeau on his left. Swings this high ball, back post now. Gobu got a touch to it. And last off of a Varsity Blue again. So we'll have our fourth corner here in the last minute and a half. Good delivery from Nadeau once again. And it was actually Mehdi Asusi who got the touch on that, clearing it over top of the bar. Cedric Ngonyu parked in the 6-yard box. His task to clear away anything that comes near the goal. Play to the back post and back out into the midfield as Toronto escapes that volley of corner kicks from the Thunderbirds. Yusan Wan dropping back into a more defensive position right now. Oh, things shifting around. Herbert lays it through. What a chance. Dent! Oh! How did he miss? A foot over top of the bar, and that's about the 5th shot that UBC has sent over top of the net. Great build-up of play. Herbert receiving a great pass. Disguises the shot. Plays it in for Kyle Dent. And Dent won't be too happy with himself for missing that. Only one game played for Dent in the regular season. Didn't appear in the Canada West playoffs, and now a starter for Mike Mosier in the U Sports 2025 Men's Soccer Championship Consolation Final. And we'll step aside now off that free kick for a word from one of our sponsors.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Shot attempts 8-4 in favor of UBC. Shots on goal 3-1 for the Thunderbirds as they lead in the offense category, but many of those shot attempts definitely should have hit the target, as Nadeau will deliver this ball in high and to the back post. And Vito will see that passed. In the 40th minute of play, still no score here at Varsity Stadium. The UBC Thunderbirds and the Toronto Varsity Blues in this consolation final, vying for 5th spot in the final tournament rankings. In the midfield, Shohan. His first start of the tournament. Ball's played through, easily picked off by Denvito. He looks for everybody to move up the pitch. Nobody really moving with much urgency for U of T. Finally goes to Stewart. And now back to Ngonyu. Good switch of the field from Ngonyu to White on the far side. Looking for Skirty. Headed away by Puhal, and now Jovan Mann. Heavy touch by Jan, nearly given away to Belele. And Puhal watched closely by Pate. Colin Pate, the 5'7" first-year social science major out of Curtis, Ontario. Appearing in 11 games in the OUA for U of T this season, his first season, registering 1 goal. Now the Thunderbirds up the far side, laid up for Gobu. He's got men going into the box. Oh, what a stroke! Herbert. Oh, and it's just getting to be a bit too much for the Thunderbirds as getting served up on silver platters. The build-up of play has been absolutely phenomenal, but the finish, it's hard to sugarcoat. What a pass back to Herbert, and just get your body over the ball. Lean forward. And Nadeau will reset. Long ball played through. Gobu brings that down, but he was offside. Looked to be just a touch ahead of the play. And quickly taken this free kick by U of T and corralled by Nasib Baines. A little Maradona move, but gives it away to Jovan Mann. Jovan Mann, top of the box. Good sliding challenge. Takes it away from him and just as quickly surrendered back to UBC. Here's Herbert, who just missed his second glorious chance of the match. And that will be a throw in to U of T on the far side of the pitch. Only yellow card to U of T in last night's game against CBU, going to Jordi Sinju Simbopa. And now a free kick for U of T, called in a semi-threatening position for the Varsity Blues. A good chance to whip it in for Stewart. Nine goals, 4 assists, 13 points in his 43-game career for the Varsity Blues. For Russell Stewart as he goes towards goal, looks to the back post. Mehdi Asusi unable to get ahead to it. Good step here by Balele. Forcing La Jeunesse to move it quickly. Nadeau, that's lovely from UBC up the near side. Now Gobu. Gobu through to Jovan Mann. Jovan Mann into the midfield. And laid off from Herbert. And back in. That shot is in. Oh, pardon me. Off the side of the net. Pardon my misstep up here. I thought UBC might have finally been able to catch up or cash in on their excellent passing that they've been showing throughout the game, but their finish is leaving something to be desired. As we hit the 45-minute mark, we'll have just about a minute of additional time remaining at the end of the half. And now to touch Shohan. Trying to move it quickly for UBC. But they'll reset here with their back four. To Vukic. And now La Jeunesse. The 6'3" science major from Ottawa, Ontario. Now Herbert. Can he get one to close out the first 45? Up the far side. Long ball into the box, and out to claim it is Don Vito, and that will bring us to the end of the first half in this consolation final. No score, despite many chances for UBC. As we'll go to our first halftime. After the break, it's the U Sports halftime report, where we'll spend time with Jack Garner of UBC and Alexei Ivanov of U of T. And a recap, the first half with stats and highlights. No score after the first half, UBC and the Varsity Blues on CBC.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe, no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Unbelievable! History has repeated itself!
Get the stories behind the glory. Watch, listen, stream, read CBC Sports.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks, just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
Welcome back to U Sports on CBC. I'm Desmond Thomas. It's now time to spend 2 minutes with Jack Gardner of the University of British Columbia Thunderbirds.
My name is Jack. I'm a third-year sociology student, and I play goalkeeper for the UBC Thunderbirds. I got started in soccer a long time ago. I've been playing for about probably 14 years of my life. It started all the way back in Victoria, back in the youth program called Gorge, and that's kind of where everything got started for me. I would describe my style of playing the game as honestly pretty aggressive. I think I'm a pretty smart player. I think I tend to go for the more cautious side, but at the same time, I can also be aggressive. I mean, I define success from loss kind of as like a learning moment. Like, I mean, this past weekend, we had a tough game against MRU, but obviously our team and myself specifically, we learn and we grow, and we take that experience to nationals to know like what we need to change and how we can improve from that. I look up to one of my coaches from Victoria. His name's Trevor Stiles. He's been my goalkeeper coach for as long as I can remember since I started playing, and he's really kind of helped me evolve into the person that I've become today. So my teammates have helped me become a better player and a person, kind of on and off the field, just like always being there, supporting. Like, I mean, we come into training every day with like the same mindset, positive mindset. It's always a good time, and it's always a great environment with all the guys. So the key to our team's success mostly has been just kind of like our bond. We're kind of we're really close-knit group. And I think that really helps us kind of like play the best football we can on the field.
Le sport en direct sur icitout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles. Des athlètes de grand talent. Des sports de haut niveau. Tout ça sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est simple et gratuit sur icitout.tv.
Délaney, territoire du Nord-Ouest. Le berceau du hockey. On y trouve une communauté riche en histoire et en tradition que Quaker voulait surprendre avec une toute nouvelle cantine déjeuner Quaker dans son aréna. En plus d'offrir notre avoine canadienne à grains entiers, la cantine est maintenant l'endroit pour se rassembler, manger et célébrer. Nous sommes fiers d'alimenter la passion du hockey dans son village d'origine, parce que peu importe d'où tu viens, t'es capable.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Elle revient toujours. Impossible de t'en débarrasser. Nicotine. Si elle entre dans ta vie, elle ne te lâche plus. Même consommée occasionnellement, la nicotine peut provoquer une dépendance.
After the first half, it's no score between the UBC Thunderbirds and the Toronto Varsity Blues in this Consolation final. It's time now to spend 2 minutes with Alexei Ivanov of the Toronto Varsity Blues.
Hi, my name is Alexei Ivanov. I'm a second-year master's student here at the University of Toronto studying AI, and I play center back for the Toronto Varsity Blues. I got started in soccer at the age of 5. My parents put my brother and I into house league, and then I just kind of picked up from there. Quickly made the move up to rep, and then been playing ever since. My style of play is trying to be calm on the ball, trying to pick out good passing options and progress the ball forward to hopefully teammates in good positions. I personally define success as sticking to a game plan and sort of preparing for the match properly. And then, if things go according to plan, that I would call that a successful game. Obviously, like a win is nice, but I look up to my father because I think he's the epitome of like a man. I think he's a really good father figure and a really good role model in my life. My teammates have helped me become a better player by constantly pushing me on the field and off the field, keeping me accountable to the same standards that everybody has. And they've helped me become a better person by, once again, pushing me to my limits. The keys to success for this season have been everyone's cohesiveness and sort of everyone's drive to achieve the same common goal. Being a student athlete at the University of Toronto is challenging at times, but definitely worthwhile, and it's a privilege to be at the top university. I think soccer is growing in Canada a lot due to the World Cup. It's definitely attracted a lot of attention here, but also due to the accessibility of the sport. Realistically, all you need is like a soccer ball to play, so We're looking forward to competing at the U Sports Championship because I think we're a good team and we definitely have what it takes to go far in this tournament. We're looking to showcase our talent and go for gold.
Where exceptional student athletes are born, where records are broken, where great plays are made, where school colors ignite passion, where champions prevail, where tradition is celebrated, Ontario University Athletics.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
U Sports on CBC, presented by U Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Veriburn Medical Supply, Les Bagues Baron Rings, et par and by BioSteel.
Welcome back to U Sports on CBC and the 2025 U Sports Men's Soccer Championship live from Varsity Stadium in Toronto, Ontario after the first 45 minutes of play in this consolation final between the UBC Thunderbirds and the Toronto Varsity Blues. It is a no-score, 0-0 draw. So we'll take a look at some highlights from the first half. That was one of Herbert's many opportunities, and the first save by Donvito, a little shaky, but saved it nonetheless. That was a good parry, but into a high-traffic area. The second save, much better, as Naseeb Baines, a bit of a swing on the miss on that clearance attempt. And that was a great slide out by Donvito to corral that. We'll take a look at some of the stats. After the first half, the shot attempts, well, we talked about a lot of missed shot attempts for UBC, and it tells a story. It's 10-4 in favor of UBC. Shots on target, however, 3-3 for Toronto. So Toronto doing a much better job of hitting the net. Fouls 3-3 as well, and UBC in a large margin in corner kicks at 5-1 in corners in U Sports and throughout both the men's and women's divisions are so critical and so dangerous as well. So many variables off of the corner flag. You've got the wind, you've got the goalkeeper, whether he will commit to coming out and punching it or not, how tall your defensemen are at the front and back posts, and wouldn't be surprised if we have one that comes off of a corner, as UBC's opportunities from the top of the box haven't been very fruitful for them. So for the Varsity Blues, as they came into this tournament as the 1 seed, I'll take a look at how they got to the 5th place game. They started out this tournament taking on the UQTR Patriots, the 8th seed, who didn't even win a game in the RSAQ playoffs. They fell in the semifinal to the Laval Rouge et Or, but nonetheless, they finished as the 1st seed in the RSAQ. They won the regular season, not conceding a loss, so they had that berth to the national championship already confirmed. So they came up against U of T, and it was a thrilling game. The teams trading goals back and forth, and finally in the 7th minute of extra time, it was slotted home, and UQTR took that game 3-2. And then in the consolation semifinal for the Varsity Blues, 5-0 thumping against the Cape Breton University Capers. That game really just sending a message for the Varsity Blues. Jacob Prested a goal in that game too from Gianluca Skirty, who's our player to watch. We take a look at Jack Garner. We had some time with him throughout this first intermission. Big thank you to Jack Garner of UBC and Alexei Ivanov of the Varsity Blues for lending their time to that project. So Roko Vukic looks like he might not be getting the call for the second half in this game. Made one save, did Roko Vukic, through the first 45 minutes. But as it is the final half for both of these teams in the 2025 Men's U Sports Soccer Playoffs, it will go to the more senior goaltender in Jack Garner, who played 11 games through the regular season. And for the UBC Thunderbirds, how did they get here? As the 7th seed coming into the tournament, as the Canada West runners-up, they were bested by the Mountain Royal University Cougars in a thrilling final in the Canada West. But as the 2024 gold medalists, and coming back with a lot of the same players as last year, they really thought that they could have done better in this game. But in the quarterfinal, they came up against the team that they forced to go home with a silver medal last year, the Montréal Carabins, and that was a 2-1 classic, but a loss for the Thunderbirds, which relegated them to the consolation bracket. And as the same went for the University of Toronto, it was a statement game for UBC, a 3-0 shutout against Dalhousie to bring them into this match tonight. So Russell Stewart will come out for the University of Toronto, and Michael Osorio will step back in. And it looks like both keepers for both teams will be swapping to start. Alex Lynn comes back into the U Sport playoffs. He started in the second half against CBU yesterday. And of course, allowed no goals in that contest as it was a 5-0 shutout win. Pardon me. It will not be Jack Garner to come into the game for the Thunderbirds. It will be number 30, Hayden Franks. Haven't seen him yet in these playoffs. It must have been him who was warming up on the far side of the pitch to start the second half. The first-year 5'11" kinesiology major didn't play throughout the regular season and did not play throughout the playoffs. But here, we'll get a chance to close out the 2025 season for the UBC Thunderbirds. And we're back underway here in the second half of this consolation final.
Thunderbirds now in goal number 30, Hayden Franks, on in place of number 22, Rocco Vukic. That's Franks for Vukic in goal. 4 substitutions at the half for the Varsity Blues. Down to the match, number 22, Michael Osorio, on in place of number 11, Russell Stewart. That's Osorio for Stewart. Also into the match, number 4, Toby Richardson, on in place of number 7, Nicholas Hallam.
So a lot of substitutions to start the second half. I'll get those to you when I can. The public address announcers here at Varsity Stadium listing them off rapid fire, and it's too fast for me to keep up with. But Alex Lynn in goal for U of T to close out the Varsity Blues 2025 men's soccer campaign. Hadu. And now Gobu for the Thunderbirds as that's sifted through. Gobu into the box, brings it back to his right, and has a crack towards goal. That's parried away by Alex Lynn. Good start for him. That'll get the blood flowing as he's forced to make a sharp save off of Henry Gobu, the 2025 Canada West second team All-Star and 2024 U Sports Championship All-Star. Off the corner, sent in, top of the 6-yard box, cleared away. UBC still pressing here, back heel attempt. Kept alive by Marcus Rukvina. Good battle up the near sideline, and it's out to touch, and it will be a throw-in. That goes the way of the Varsity Blues as White will take it. Bilili watched very closely on the far side by Nadeau. As it's played through off the throw-in. And up on the far wing. Into the middle for Herbert. How many chances did Herbert have in that first half to open the scoring? Now played up the near side. Good long ball for Gobu. Flag down. Gobu, couple of step overs into the box. And Asusi. Good one-touch passing from the Varsity Blues. Michael Osorio. But turned over again in the midfield. Herbert thought about it. Moves it to the far side. Sent in now. Looking for Jovan Mann. And it's punted back out by White. Throw-in taken quickly by the Thunderbirds. Here's Saidu. And he'll reset with Puhal. From Calgary, Alberta's Marcus Puhal. Appeared in all 16 games for the Thunderbirds and all 3 Canada West playoff games. White. So he's watched by Shohan. No real option as it's headed along by Jordan Gray, who pulls into the lineup here in the second half. As it looks like Stewart is off. Gray taking his spot. Now Herbert again, top of the 18. Herbert still going and cleared away by the Toronto Varsity Blues. Now back in the defending half for UBC. Played up the far sideline. And La Jeunesse and Puhal will play catch. Into the midfield. UBC happy to reset again and start from the back. Pull it forward calmly. Haidu pressing up the pitch. That's cut off by White. Sends it back to Puhal. And that will come to Alex Lynn. So a slow pace of play throughout the game, despite a lot of opportunities towards the net in the first half. From UBC, only 3 hitting the target, forcing Dinvito to make a couple quality saves. Played through. A chance here for the Varsity Blues that goes over top of the net. Will be a corner kick. With Bilele parked in the 6-yard box. It'll be delivered in by Asusi. Asusi whips that in, headed away from danger by Nadeau. Asusi still caught up on the far touchline. Oh, great move to get through as he's hounded by Gobu and Nadeau, but Nadeau will take that away from him. And into the midfield, Hallam tries to clear that off of a Thunderbird, and it goes right back to him. Hallam. Couple of step overs from Ngonyu as he tries to pull that through. Top of the box now here for U of T. Here's Baines into the box. Making nice moves here, curls back, and a couple too many moves perhaps as it's cleared away and out to touch. Join U Sports on CBC for wall-to-wall coverage of the beautiful game as the 8 best women's university teams are in Hamilton this week for the U Sports Women's Soccer Championship. Catch every moment of the exciting action from McMaster University. Join U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. And that's out to touch for another corner kick. And we'll see what Hayden Franks can do to defend the house, the 5'11" goalkeeper from Vancouver, BC. Asusi to deliver again on his left. It'll curl away from goal. Mehdi Asusi high to the back post, and I believe Gobu got ahead to it. Or pardon me, Hayu. And out for another corner kick. So this half of the pitch seemingly is eliciting something to do with a lot of corners, as UBC in the first half had 4 in a row. Is this Toronto's 4th of the game? Asusi. High, dangerous ball, headed back into the fray and cleared off the goal line. Herbert tries to get to it, avoids a high boot, and chopped back into play. That'll be out for a goal kick. The danger of the corner kick. As Asusi, a good ball in, spinning towards goal, and Franks just caught in 2 minds there before it was headed away by Kyle Dent. Here's Puhal. Now Haidu. Oh, great turn up the near side by Shohan. Plays into the middle for Herbert, and now Gobu, some room here. If he could take it to the middle, Gobu lays it off, nearly got it back, pokes it, and Shoei fires! Good save from Alex Lynn off of Shohan. Gobu, great work from him, bailing out to get that pass across, and that was headed for the inside of the post. Alex Lynn sharp down to his left. Well, the 7th corner of the game upcoming for the Thunderbirds. Nicolas Nadeau to deliver on his left. With players running routes inside the 6-yard box, and a mad scrum will form. Nadeau high to the back post, and that's in! Might have gone straight in off of Alex Lynn. Off of that fantastic save. The corner is converted, and UBC leads 1-0 in this consolation final. Take another look at that here. A great delivery, a dangerous delivery from Nadeau, and it looked like Alex Lynn got good contact to it. Honestly, not sure how that wound its way into the back of the net. But nonetheless, it will be a 1-0 lead for UBC in the 57th minute.
UBC Thunderbirds goal scored by number 20, Kyle Dent.
So the goal is being awarded to Kyle Dent. And the assist to Nadeau, of course, off the corner. As Alex Lynn got good contact to it, and it must have gone off of Dent right at the very end. Now Jovan Mann as UBC presses here again, looking for 2. Good moves, top of the 18-yard box as they try to move it through for Shohan. Haidu. Jan through the middle for Herbert. Nowhere to go, looks back and finds Haidu. Now he'll whip this ball in, top of the 6, headed on. And that will result in only a goal kick for Alex Lynn. Alex Lynn, great story for him. The champion of EDI award winner in the OUA East. Nice ball to the near side as U of T looks to try to equalize. Osorio taking off his boot. And played up into the midfield out for a throw-in. White sends it back in. Gray battling for it, and Gray will be called on the foul against Jan. CBC is your home for the Vanier Cup playoffs. Catch the 2025 UTEC and Mitchell Bowls next Saturday beginning at noon Eastern Time and the 60th Vanier Cup Championship game from Mosaic Stadium in Regina at 2 p.m. Eastern on November 22nd. Catch complete coverage of the Vanier Cup on CBC Television, CBC Jam, and CBCSports.ca. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. Now a throw-in along the near touchline. I do. Now Jan trying to weave his way into the 18-yard box. It's taken away from him. Brought down by Haidu again. Looks back into the midfield, Jovan Mann. Now La Jeunesse pushing up. U of T hemmed in their half for now. Dent, far side. In for Herbert. Herbert back to La Jeunesse, and that's out to touch. Here's Osorio on the near side, cutting back. Top of the 18 onto his left now. Osorio curling back. He'll play the top. Asusi floats it in, back post. And out to take it is Franks. Nadeau. Up the far side. It's cut off by Baines. Out to touch again. Jovan Mann chests that down neatly and knocks it forward for Chauhan. Jovan Mann again, top of the 18-yard box. Could have had a shot there, but elected to try to play it through, and it was read easily, and now it's up to Belele. Belele. One nice move to get around Puhal. Chung in the midfield. There's Toby Richardson into the game now. And now UBC pressing back in for Herbert, and it just rolled away from him. And Richardson will clear the danger. Chop forward, long ball to the far side, and Nadeau will catch up to it. Plays it back in, and what a move, what a chance, and it's blocked, and the rebound is in. And our player to watch, Henry Gobu, cashes his first of the 2025 Men's U Sport National Championship playoffs. What a run by Nadeau, and excellent patience from Chauhan, and the first blocked and then put in by Gobu. And it was just a matter of time before he was able to find the back of the net. Through his 40-game career with the UBC Thunderbirds, he's put in 18, added 12 more helpers. And UBC leads 2-0.
UBC Thunderbirds goal scored in the 63rd minute by number 7, Henry Gobu. That's Gobu in the 63rd for the Thunderbirds.
And now UBC back up the other way, and Alex Lynn will slide out to claim it. The two top teams in Canadian football descend on Mosaic Stadium in Regina for the 60th Vanier Cup, Saturday, November 22nd. Get your tickets for the Party on the Prairies by visiting usportstickets.ca. The 2025 Vanier Cup on November 22nd in Regina. Chase the glory. UBC looking to finish as high as possible in this tournament. Seeded 7th coming into it, so would beat seed by 2 if this scoreline holds. Of course, not where they want to be as the defending champs from 2024, but still better than nothing. Jan, a lot of room on the left if they can switch it, and they do. Nadeau makes the run up. Jovan Mann is showing Gobu in the box, and it's chopped away by Baines. Back in, UBC. Not going to find Jovan Mann out to touch for a goal kick. And it's unfortunate for Alex. I'm not entirely sure how the first goal got past him, but no real chance on the second in his second game of U Sport playoff action. Puhal. Now Haidu on the near side. Good one-touch passing from UBC as they try to move it up the near side. And it's cleared out to touch by Richardson. Will be another corner kick for the Thunderbirds. Their 8th corner of the night upcoming. Shot attempts 15-6 in favor of the Thunderbirds, and shots on goal now 7-2 for UBC as they seem to have adjusted their sights in this second half and have come back a far more accurate team. Nadeau to deliver again. The first goal came off a corner from this exact spot. As it's flicked high in the air, the corner is saved. Or is it? As it does float up and out. As we'll step aside for a word from one of our sponsors. So Haidu goes short to Shohan, and top of the box, Nadeau fires, blocked by Baines. And out to touch again. Good attempt off the short corner from UBC. And we'll have a substitution for the Thunderbirds. A couple warming up on the far side.
Substitutions for the UBC Thunderbirds in the 68th minute now to the match, number 27, Marcus Rukavina.
So Marcus Rukavina into the game as Gobu takes a seat on the bench. And Brandon Momatani into the game as well for the Thunderbirds. As number 20, Kyle Dent, takes a seat. Now UFC pressing up the far side. Throw in for Baines. And the referee's assistant flagging that down on the far side. It will be a free kick for U of T in a relatively threatening position, at least to cross the ball in. we take another look at that here, and yeah, just right on the instep from Nadeau on Max Kamsia, who's into the game. For the Toronto Varsity Blues. Pardon me. Colin Pate. Now a Susi. He'll whip this in on his left. The referee having discussion with the massive bodies forming at the 15-yard line. And now they'll break apart a Susi. And out to claim is Hayden Franks, and allows nothing to spill past him. He'll distribute to the near side. Puhal. Back into Jan. Hayden Franks, the kinesiology major out of Vancouver, BC. Played for the Vancouver Whitecaps Academy, but no games through the regular season or playoffs in the Canada West. Now up the far side, Nadeau pressing forward. Rather, that's Rukavina. Oh, well read on the near side, and U of T will bring it back up the other way. Chopped back neatly by Osorio. And back by Richardson. But U of T here in possession, down by 2 goals in the 72nd minute of play. These teams vying for the opportunity to finish 5th in the tournament. And another free kick, basically the same position as the last one for U of T. And Gray just being held up there. And a Susi again will whip it in. Susi, a dangerous ball in, flicked along and over top of the net. As Hayden Franks watched that one very closely as it sailed over top of the bar. That's lofted forward. Won't be an issue for White as he tracks back. He'll play it back to Alex Lynn. Hassled by Rukavina. And now another hold in the midfield. And I don't really know. Lajeunesse can be protesting that. That's another hug by a UBC player. Take a look at that last bear hug in the midfield by Lajeunesse.
The referee has issued a yellow card caution to UBC's number 12, Jovan Mann.
So Jovan Mann issued a yellow card. He wasn't the one who caused the infraction, but might have said something after the fact. So now on a caution. Put back in by the Varsity Blues skipper, loose in the 18-yard box. Nearly came to Osorio off of Gray, and now UBC will try to move it back the other way. I do. Jan wanted to switch the field, and now he will, but U of T shifting over. One touch passing, Rukavina. On his left, whips that in. Went off of Richardson, nearly fell. And at the top, it was taken away from Shohan. Chung through the middle. Ball stays in play. Belele trying to bully his way through, and he does. Belele now with a head up steam, cutting into the midfield. Belele fires! Straight at Hayden Franks. But a good run from Kingsley Belele up the near side, taking on a couple of defenders from UBC, Puhal and Jan. And now Ngunyu tracks back to Alex Lynn. Toby Richardson. And now we'll step aside off the throw-in, and a substitution for a word from one of our sponsors.
Feel every hit, point, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline. Our passionate team unlocks a world of possibilities with digital broadcasting made simple, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. Proudly Canadian, ISI Live, be there.
So substitution for U of T. Belele will take a seat after that great rush up the pitch, and into the game is Andrea Schifano from Palmero, Italy. 1 goal against the Cape Breton Capers in the Consolation semi-final. White knocks that ball forward. Schifano, something to do. Couldn't win that back in the midfield. Colin Pate. Nearly 76 minutes gone in this Consolation final. UBC, last year's gold medalists. A 2-0 lead over the Toronto Varsity Blues, the 1 seed in this tournament and the host school. Now UBC looking for more up the far side. Nadeau whips that in, and Alex Lynn will claim that. Down to his left. Spills no rebound. And Alex Lynn wearing the captain's armband to end the 2025 campaign for the Varsity Blues. Good challenge on the far side, and UBC back up with the ball. Laid off as the cross will come in nearly to Johan, and the follow-up is blocked in the box. Selling out and keeping it at 2-0. UBC not done yet. Herbert tries to sift it through, blocked by Richardson. Laid off again. Rukavina nearly tried to get that through, and Baines clears it the length of the pitch. And after the ball, Andrea Schifano. Pardon me, Jordan Gray. The Susi. Dispossessed here by Hayu. And taken down is Cameron Haidu. So a free kick for the UBC Thunderbirds, as Haidu was trying to take on a couple, and take your pick. It could be White, and it could be Quinton Chung. Either way, a free kick for the Thunderbirds. 2-man wall. Colin Pate and Michael Osorio. Delivered in by Nadeau to the back post. Flicked away, not gone yet. Out to Nadeau. That was blocked by Osorio. And now Jan. Back in the midfield. Plays the far wing. That's a heavy touch. But regathered. And now Haidu. Shohan. Trying to get away from White as he fires that in, and Lynn will take it down and urge his troops up the pitch. Long throw to the midfield and connecting with Gray. Gray turns on the Jets up the far side, tries to drop it for Schifano in the midfield. Schifano tries to turn with the ball, And it's taken away from him as La Jeunesse came steaming in from the far side. But U of T, excellent transition up the pitch. So back to Hayden Franks. And Marcus Puhal. Wearing the skipper's armband tonight. And Shohan will drop it back. The two top teams in Canadian football descend on Mosaic Stadium in Regina for the 60th Vanier Cup, Saturday, November 22nd. Get your tickets for the Party on the Prairies by visiting usportstickets.ca. The 2025 Vanier Cup on November 22nd in Regina. Chase the glory. Puhal. Haidu, rather, down on the near side. Helped back up by Shohan. Take a look at that little collision there. Not too much. Andre Scafano. So into the game for the Varsity Blues is Kai Garvey. Started in the first game for U of T against the UQTR Patriot, and he'll occupy this left flank for the Varsity Blues. Through from Haidu. And again, close quarter passing from UBC, and they get away with it, but it's forced back. Puhal. Over to La Jeunesse, and now midfield, Rukavina. Nadeau. Back from Momotani. And now side of the 18-yard box, curling back. Momotani tries to play that in. That goes off of Baines, and out for another corner kick for the Thunderbirds. Hitting double digits now in this game for UBC. Their 10th corner of the night upcoming, and it'll be Asfin Shohan to take it. Good deflection off of Baines as Momotani brought that ball in. UBC showing short right now off the corner flag. Cameron Haidu and Asfin Shohan crafting up some hijinks as they look for goal number 3, and another little delay. Now they'll get us going, and that's turned over quickly. Pate got in the way, and up the far flank. Gray. So that delay was called by the oncoming Joshua Tomei, as Jovan Mann on a yellow card will take a seat on the bench for now. And not much time left in this consolation final. 7 minutes until the full 90, and we haven't had too many delays, so there shouldn't be much stoppage time as it stands now. And that's a big foul on the far side of the pitch, but Quinton Chung helping up his opposition as Momotani was bringing that in. The foul actually on Nasib Baines, but no intent in that. So to take it will be Cameron Haidu, as UBC looks to add a third to cap off the night. Haidu brings that in and cleared back out by U of T. They'll move up the pitch here. Flicked along looking for Gray. And he'll find it in the midfield. Gray tries to get that shot off. And that's out for a corner kick. We'll step aside for another word from one of our sponsors.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
So only the 5th corner of the game here for U of T. As it's sent into the back post, and Frank's got a touch to that. Send it over to the far side. And U of T forced back into their own half. Garvey, the lone man back for the Varsity Blues, will play it up the near side. Susi tries to bring that through, frustration on his face. And now back the other way come the Thunderbirds. Chauhan has had a great game for UBC. Oh, and Herbert's going to be called there, and reaching to his pocket is the official. And Herbert being showed a yellow card from Niven Raizada, pardon me, the official Niven Raizada. As it couldn't really be more blatant than that. Oliver Herbert.
Number 14, Oliver Herbert. That's Herbert with a yellow card in the 86th minute.
Toby Richardson gets us back underway. 6'2" commerce student in his 3rd year of eligibility from Ottawa, Ontario. Member of the York United as well. Sent forward by a Susi. And at the top of the box, might fall here for Pate. Pate, Nadeau has to be careful as it's fired back in and easily cleared away by La Jeunesse. Now through the midfield, Herbert on a fresh yellow. Now turning on the Jets here is Chauhan. Still through, got his jersey tugged and couldn't get that through on Ngonyu, and it's going to be a foul called right near the top of the 18-yard box and another yellow out. I believe to Ngonyu, who did that jersey pull. Check that. It's shown to Medius Susi.
Substitution for the Varsity Blues in the 88th minute. Now to the match, number 24, Jacob Preston, replacing number 26.
So Jacob Preston
That's Preston for Baines
into the game, as Nasib Baines will take a seat on the bench
Yellow card
to end the game.
The 88th to Varsity Blues, number 8, Mehdi Asusi. That's a yellow card to Asusi in the 88th.
And now a free kick for the Thunderbirds in striking distance for Nadeau. Marcus Puhal and Nicholas Nadeau lining up over it. Nadeau is left and Puhal is right. It is Puhal, and it's good for 2 extra points. As we approach the full 90 here in this consolation final, it looks like that'll be it for U of T. Only a couple minutes ago for them to get a goal on the board here on home turf. Another foul called in the midfield. And taken quickly, here's Garvey. Oh, taken down by Schifano rather acrobatically, but unable to hold on to the ball. And Puhal will switch the field. That's loose at the back from UBC. Maybe a half chance here for the Varsity Blues. Sent in, looking for the back post. Osorio! Well, doesn't that make it interesting? The Varsity Blues on the board off the boot of Michael Osorio. Second goal of the tournament, and it's 2-1 now. There's that long ball played in, and no real chance for Franks as he gives a what was that gesture to his team in front of him, unfortunately unable to hold on to the clean sheet. As that comes right in the 90th minute as we've hit full time.
Varsity Blues goal scored in the 90th minute by number 22, Michael Osorio. Assisted by number 8, Mehdi Susi. That's Osorio.
So Mehdi Susi,
in the 90th minute.
an assist on that goal as he sent that ball in.
There will be a minimum of 3 minutes added time to,
And we'll have a minimum of 3 minutes added on to conclude this consolation final. And U of T now with some reinvigorated legs and hearts here on home turf. In front of a sparse crowd, that's for sure. But here a chance to save a little bit of face. In the midfield, Chung tries to play that through. And now Jan up the far side of the pitch. Charging forward. Jan, watched by Chung, still going, ran into the brick wall of Jacob Prested. And it's in the paws of Alex Lynn. Lynn's long ball into the midfield. Asusi couldn't bring that down. It's over the top. And contested ball on the far side. Pate went sliding out onto the track. Back in by Tome. And out again for UBC throw. Launches that one long off of Momatani. He'll catch up to it here. And still going is Momatani, but the flag does go up as the ball went out. And Alex Lynn puts it back into play quickly. There's Garvey. Has to track back for that pass and plays it into a wide open area. Chance at the top. Rukavina, and he can't get the shot free. Now Shohan will fire, parried away by Lynn, and a big rebound is cleared out. And switch down the near side of the pitch. Here's Schifano. Will turn away from pressure and plays it up to Garvey. One last chance here, cross to the far post. The ball will stay in play. Here's Pate, sends it back. That shot is blocked. As Mehdi Asusi hands to his head, can't believe it. One last dash here for the Varsity Blues to try to force this game into extra time. And stolen back by Herbert. And out for a UBC throw-in, but there will be no more. As the final whistle sounds and the UBC Thunderbirds victorious in this consolation final as they take it 2-1 over the Toronto Varsity Blues. So when we come back, we'll have the Nike Players of the Game and get you set for Championship Sunday tomorrow You're watching U Sports on CBC.
Players of the game presentation. Restez avec nous pour la présentation des joueurs du match de l'équipe Nike coming up.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before.